Well, hello, hello. As promised, I'm here at 2 o'clock to share some words of inspiration with you today. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know why, but I guess it's because I'm so excited about the journey that I've had thus far in 2020. I've been seeing a lot of posts on Facebook about let's forget 2020. Let's not mention it at all. And I want to talk about 2020 because 2020 has been a transformational year for me in my life, in my health, in my mindset, in my environments. And I'm really excited about what 2020's held. And so every morning, I spend time when I wake up, I get up about 5 o'clock. It's like my body clock now, it just wakes me up at 5. And I spend the first 2 hours of the day really in quiet contemplation before I get started with my exercise movements. Drinking my water. I wake up and I'm very intentional to drink 20 ounces of water. Um, then I don't pick up my phone. I don't do any technology for at least the first 30 minutes. And I'm working my way up to 60 because that's been a struggle. How many of you out there, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you want to do is pick up your phone and like get distracted? So I've been real intentional on keeping the promise to myself, 30 minutes, no phone, no technology. And then during that time, it gives me an opportunity to do the dishes. If the dishes haven't been done, I actually like to get up and put my hands in warm soapy water each in the morning, to kind of wake me up and help me start to think about what's going on for this day. And so that's kind of my morning routine. And then by 7 o'clock, I'm ready for the You Call It, the early edition. But I wanted to kind of take you back on a journey with me over the last 9 months. So the last 9 months is basically when COVID started, right? March 20th, I was at my daughter's house for her 40th birthday celebration under lock and key because we weren't supposed to be, right? And we weren't supposed to be together. We weren't supposed to be with family, but that was the last time for quite some time. Um, and I had met Coach Steve. Yeah, if you know me, if you're in my world, you know that Coach Steve Trezak has become a very dear friend of mine. And like we hang out every day, either like in a conversation through Messenger or somehow we're communicating. And he's been a delightful improvement in my life this year, helping me to win my transformation over. He is the mind and body architect, by the way. So I want to take you back because You Call It started on March 23rd. Now, if I were to tell you I've done over 300 You Call It's this year, that's over 9,000 minutes of focused movement, you'd be like, yeah, but I can't do that. So I get it. I get it. Strong. So let's go back. March 23rd, I showed up on Zoom right here in this very living room where I'm standing right now in a 5-foot square area. And I did my first You Call It. I did jumping jacks. I did crab walks. I did bicycle crunches. I did a lot of things I didn't know what they were because I knew 5 exercises showing up that day. And all I had to do was bring my body and show up. And so here's what I did. I showed up Tuesday, I showed up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I started to gain a little bit of confidence because, see, when I first showed up, I didn't have any confidence at all in my abilities, in my body, in my strength. I didn't work out. I wasn't strong, but I showed up and I became consistent. On 4/6, we headed out. My stepmom was put in hospice care out in Las Vegas. We were able to be with her, so we loaded up the truck and we headed to the west, out to the West Coast. And it was a 5-day journey. And I remember signing on. We were traveling through the mountains, and I'd sign on to the time frame to kind of watch the You Call It's. Sitting in my truck, Steve would ask me to give a movement, and I felt kind of like a part of a family because that was my environment. And so I'd call a movement. And then later that day, he would always post the replays. So I would before the day was over, I'd find a space and I'd play the replay and I'd do the you call it. And I stayed consistent with it. Um, Gosh, during that time, we got to Vegas about the 13th of April. And oh no, it was the 10th. We got to Vegas on the 10th. Took us about 4 days to get there. And I did you call it's from the hospice room up where Bobette was. She just laid in bed. So it just gave me something to look forward to each day, to move my body instead of sitting. Steve would walk the perimeters of the parking lot. We did a lot of sitting during that week as we were preparing to say goodbye to our beloved family member. I'd wake up and I'd do you call us out on the balcony of the condo that we rented. But see, that this is my point. I made it part of my everyday, 2%, 30 minutes, 2% of my day. So I kept showing up week after week after week after week. And I think Steve thought he was going to be doing this for maybe a couple weeks at the most. And then everybody would go back to the gyms. See, I wasn't a gym person, so that wouldn't have served me anyway. And so I continued with the you call it's. My mom's, we went to my mom's after Bobette passed away. We drove to California. We stayed a couple of weeks, about 10 days with my mom. And I remember getting up, and it was hot out there in April, get up to 105 during the day. But in the morning, see, it would be about 9 a.m. in the morning, I would get up and I would do the you call it's. No, I guess it was 10 o'clock. I do the you call it's on our balcony as golfers were golfing, and they'd wave to me and I'd be struggling through. I'd get my sweat on and did it every day. Did those tricep dips off her little ledge, and I have great memories of that. And I walked around the golf course with Steve. We go for walks. And I remember it was at my mom's house where the word weightlessness came to my mind. And I was like, this was an epiphany of mine. And I thought, wow, that's my goal, weightlessness. Because see, my granddaughter, Kendall, she's very limber and flexible and strong, and she can do anything she puts her mind to. And I want, like, she was in my inspiration. I wanted to be weightless like Kendall and just be able to move my body. And I remember Coach Steve, I said, it's weightlessness. And he's like, well, what does that mean to you, Gail? I go, I don't know. But when I get there, I think I'll figure it out. I'll know when I get there. And so it's been throughout this year that I've witnessed in my own self, after going to the gym and lifting weights and doing some resistance training, that weightlessness, I feel it. I know what it is. And that's my goal for 2021. And I'll share that with you in a moment. So we got back home from our trip out west, and I continued the you call it's. I remember Steve asking me if I wanted, he couldn't make it one day. Could I lead? Nope. I can't do this. See, I'd already had a friend tell me, Gail, you're no exercise scientist. So be careful about what you're teaching people. And I'd be like freaking out because my daughter and I started Saturday you call it's. And we had a few friends that would jump in on a Saturday morning. And that was our way of being together while I was in California and she was back here and we were in COVID. We could at least exercise together. And so that started our Saturday routines. And, you know, when my friend said that, I'm like, it put a little bit of a doubt in my mind. But I was just doing the movements. I wasn't telling people what to do. I still don't, because guess what? I'm not an exercise scientist, but I show up every day and I move my body. I can do a jumping jack, and I've been through enough of Steve's sessions to know the proper way to do things, even though I'm not going to tell you what to do because I want you to do it to the best of your ability. So anyway, that's what we did with the you call it's. And so when my friend said that, I was like, well, you know, I'm not confident to lead it on my own. And so I didn't. And then I continued to show up. Steve had to step away because schedule wouldn't allow it. So then it was probably August or September that myself and Nate and Prerna and Rosemary, we would all take turns leading the 1 o'clock you call it. And we felt comfortable at that point. And so we get on, and that's still going on today. It's still going on. There's opportunities to for free, for you to join for free. All this I've done this year has been free. It's just taken my time and attention to show up. So I started leading the You Call It's, and then my friend Wendy out in Colorado said, hey, would you consider doing a couple mornings a week with me? So that began around September. We get up Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, and 7 a.m. Wendy was up at 5, and we showed up, and it was just her and I, and then we invited some other people to join along. And now 12 weeks later, we're going 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We have about this morning there was 7 of us, 7 to 10 people. Sometimes there's 4. I'm not really attached to the number of people who show up because I'm going to be there. I've already made the commitment to myself that I'm showing up and I'm going to be there. So Monday through Fridays is the You Call It, 7 a.m. Monday through Fridays. Nate or Rosemary or Prerna lead the 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, You Call It. And we have people from all over the country. The West Coasters join in at the 1 o'clock time frame, 1 o'clock Eastern time frame. And yes, over 300 sessions, over 9,000 minutes. And it's caused me to become a different person. And so, I've seen this is the time of the year where you see a lot of people on social media that are looking to start something, because we're ending 2020. Everybody's looking forward to 2021. I get it. But how you end 2020 is how you're going to enter in and begin 2021. So let's take a look at that for a minute, about your behaviors, about your environment. It takes your behaviors, and I'm going to give you 3 words: responsibility, commitment, and consistency. Responsibility, it's your responsibility. When my friend Andrea said, hey, I got a Fitbit, what kind of Fitbit do I get? And I said, well, what do you want your Fitbit to do for you? You just can't tie it to your dog's tail. Have you seen that commercial on TV? The girl sitting on the park bench, she ties her Fitbit to the dog's tail, and the dog goes off and runs, and she's getting all that movement in, right? No, you have to take responsibility for what you want out of life, for the movement that you want. And so those 3 words have played a big, important role in my life this year. I've taken responsibility to get up, to show up every day, to do the work. It's not always been easy. As a matter of fact, it's been really pretty hard. But, when you do it every day, I can tell you that it does get easier. Now, some days the movements are still hard, but the consistency of it, and the commitment that you make to yourself and how you show up moves the needle forward. And it turns that internal thermostat of who you are, your identity, up a few degrees, because it's you doing it for yourself. Now, we have a lot of people in our Promise Keeper community that will do the replays, and they're getting their movement in. They're people that haven't moved in years. And I know that I've inspired many of you out there to move this year, because you've sent me messages, you've sent me pictures of you out walking with your dog and telling me that, you've been inspired to get up off the couch and to move. If I can do that, then that fulfills who I am and my purpose in life. So your environment and your behaviors, I took a look at my behaviors this year. What are my behaviors that have led me to becoming the person that I am standing here before you today? Daily movement, focus, proper nutrition. I bet you never heard any of those before, right? Water, drinking water, becoming a promise keeper, being an action taker, and looking at purpose over pleasure, and by inspiring possibilities. And in my environment, I look for opportunities. I want to be fit. So guess what? I'm looking for environments where there are fit people, or there are people that want to be fit. Because see, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around most. If you're in a room of 5 fit and healthy people, or people seeking to get there, you're going to be the 6th. If you're in a room with 5 unhealthy, unmotivated, negative thinking people, probably going to be the 6th. So your environment is really, really important to where you're going to be from today 90 days from now, 120 days from now, 180 days from now? Where do you want to be in 2021? I have 4 questions for you. And those 4 questions are, what is your desired outcome for 2021? What is your desired outcome for 2021? And maybe it's in business, maybe it's in health, maybe it's in family. What does that look like to you? And then who must you become to obtain that goal? Who must you become to obtain that goal? What will you do when you achieve that goal? And how will you feel living in it? What will you do when you reach that goal, and how will you feel living in that goal? So I told you my word for 2021 is weightlessness, right? So in accordance to those 4 questions, I asked myself, what is my desired outcome? Weightlessness. It's my desired outcome for 2021. Who must I become to attain weightlessness? And when I say weightlessness, it's in mind and body. Weightlessness, I want to be weightless in mind, no negative thoughts, no limiting beliefs, weightless in fear, weightless in my core strength, weightless in endurance, weightless in flexibility. I want strength. That's what I'm going for. So, who must I become to obtain weightlessness? I must be committed to the 60 plus minutes of consistent daily movements. This includes stretching, eucalypts, weight training. This will build my core strength, my flexibility, and my endurance. I must stay committed to my life rules, especially rules 3, 4, and 5. Through this year, I've written down, I have 10 life rules. 3, 4, and 5. Rule number 3 is 100 plus ounces of water a day. Rule 4 is move my body 60 to 90 minutes a day minimum. And rule 5 is a 90% Whole30 diet. I must keep my mind focused on positivity and growth within a strong, supportive environment. Okay, and so number 2 question, what will I do when I reach weightlessness? Man, it's getting like I was at the gym today and I was doing dumbbell, you know, I can't even think of the names of things, but I was working them, right? And then when I put those 20-pound weights down and I move my arms, they're like weightless. Seriously, it's an opportunity. So as I reach weightlessness, I will inspire others of the possibilities. I'm 60 years young. I waited till I was 57 till I even started thinking about my health and wellness. Don't wait. I have a friend in our Promise Keeper group. She's turning 50 in 2021. I said, girl, you got 10 years on me. Imagine where you'll be when you're my age, when you focus on it now. The example I set will draw opportunities for me to enlighten and encourage others. And then how will I feel when I live in weightlessness? I'm just imagining this, right? So I will feel happy and fulfilled, first with myself, and then with others as they find joy in living to their best potential. I will feel strong, capable of achieving anything. When you can find the resolve and when you can find the ability to keep your promises every day, it builds your confidence. And when your confidence builds, you are unstoppable. So go build your confidence. I will live a calm, peaceful, joyful, relaxed, fulfilled existence. That's what 2021 means to me. And there's opportunities. So everybody wants results. You've seen my results. My results, kind of speak for themselves. Over the past 9 months, I've released 25 pounds. I've lost 22 and a half inches. My resting heart rate went from 90 down to 60. My blood pressure went from 127/63 to 104/57. And my dress size went from a size 12 down to a size 4. Those are my results. And you know what? I want to offer you the opportunity to experience these things for yourself. And it doesn't take money, it takes your commitment and your responsibility and your consistency. There are opportunities to do you call it's. I'm hosting them Monday through Friday. Move your body 30 minutes a day. Even if you can only do 15 minutes to start with, come join us. Call the movements, get involved, watch the replays, do the thing, be responsible, be committed, be consistent. That's Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. or at 1 o'clock Eastern time. You can join the afternoon session. There's a Facebook group I created a few weeks ago, and it's called, you call it 30-minute body weight workout. Join our Facebook group. It's free. I post all the replays there. You'll get inspiration from Coach Steve there. Coach Steve started You Call It back in March. We've just complimented him by doing it and taking over and moving it forward. So come join us in the Facebook group. Do the exercises, do the replays, get in shape, get the transformation that you desire in your life, and have fun. Live life with the possibilities of your best version of yourself. Woohoo! Look, I'm standing here and I get my 7,000 steps in for the day. So those of you who wanted to know about Fitbits, you know, in the summer I'd walk 14,000 steps. That was my average because I could go out and walk. I don't really care to walk out when it's cold outside. I guess I'm a wimp. But my goal in the wintertime is 7,000 steps a day. I don't always reach that, but I do my 30-minute body weight workout, and I will do another 30 minutes because I am committed to 60 minutes a day minimum of moving my body. I am at, today is 253 consecutive days of moving for at least 60 minutes. Mostly in the summer it was 90. But if I can do this at 60, you can do it at whatever age you are. It just starts with a first day and your willingness to show up a second day and a third day and a fourth day and a fifth day and a 253rd day. Show up to go up, to level up, to live your best life in a healthy physical form, in a healthy mindset. There's opportunities to join. I'm a part of the Promise Keeper group. Coach Steve, so I want you to write this down, CoachTrezek.com, Coach Trezek, COACH, Coach TREZEK, CoachTrezek.com, and go check out what he has to offer, the 90-day sprint. It's $97 a month. I've been doing it for 9 months. I'm not going anywhere. This environment is crucial for me to continue my journey towards weightlessness. It's important that you find the right tribe. Maybe the 90-day sprint is not for you. Maybe it's not the right tribe. And that's okay. We all have to be the right person in the right place at the right time to get the right results that we're looking for. I love this tribe. So check it out. It's the 90-day sprint. It's, you know, treating you to mindset and body, nutrition. It's growing the roots. See, I have this necklace. It's a roots necklace. I wear it every day. It symbolizes my roots. See, I'm growing the roots in my life so that I can have the fruits on the trees, but it starts from the inside and works out. And I want to encourage you to check it out, see if it's for you. If you want to join a call, we have calls Mondays and Fridays. The next sprint starts January 4th, a week from today. You don't have to wait for then. Join us on a call this evening, December 28th at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can message me. I'll share the link with you. You can message Coach Steve. He'll share the link with you. But we want you to check it out. It might be what saves your life. I mean that literally. There are people in our group who've had such a mind shift change that they say, "You've saved my life." We have people in our group that have had such a mindset power that they've been able to make decisions in their life to move them forward. We've had people in there that, like me, that have had the transformation in my body, but more so in my heart, in my thoughts, and in my thermostat. And if you want to know about the thermostat, come join our group and learn all about your internal thermostat and how when we raise our internal thermostat, it creates our identity and our purpose. It gives us vision. And now I got to go because we're going into town to show a house to a client. Thank you for taking time to listen to me this afternoon. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. And I want you to live your happiest, healthiest, best version of yourself today. Take care. I'm out.